So we are online now. We're here in the discussion for women in software industry, and we are talking now about leadership and succeeding in career and everything that you think it's important for women in software development. So here with me are Rhino Rhino, can you tell some more about your experience in the industry and your connection with women in software industry?
Hi everyone, I'm Rhino and currently I'm a software engineer in Vmware, Bulgaria. I'm in the industry more than 10 years. In the beginning I started like quality engineer, and now I'm a software engineer tracking the developing and supporting the customers. On the other hand, I'm a director of Women Who Code Software. This is a non-profit organization to empower the women to increase to excellent in IT industry. We organize every month the events where we're sharing the knowledge. Our events are technical or soft skills oriented. We're trying to share and show the role models of the community of Sofia. And also in my free time, I spend it for volunteering in Coder Dojo. Also, I really love to travel and play squash.
Thanks. And here with us is also Mani. Why are you in this discussion, Mani? It's for women.
I have no idea. I have been into this discussion by your team, so I'll push it back to you. I think the organization team knows the answer to this question, and so
yes, I was joking.
Well, I think the topic is about women in software development industry. It is not for. So I think I think I can also contribute to this, and I hope my contribution is going to be valuable. And I think having me here gives the rest of the viewers and the rest of the members of this panel also a perspective of what I view and what is my observation being and so I've been in the industry for now 20 years, and I think there has been a minority, and it's slowly growing. At least the awareness is growing of the presence of women in the tech industry. But I think Bulgaria is an exception because how long has Java Today been running? 10 years?
11 or maybe.
Right. So 12? And for almost all the 12 years, you've been mostly all women team running this event. I do think that has been the case, at least in Bulgaria, and I've seen more female participants in the events when I used to be at the conference a few years ago, and so I think Bulgaria is setting the stage slightly differently than the rest of the world. So I think encouragement from good self Rhino and others who do these coding dojos and have events that encourage people to come forward and learn might help in this process, and then help in the presence of women in the software industry.
Thanks, Mani. I still remember the first edition of Java 2 Days in 2009 when all the speakers were like, oh, there are many women attendees. It's not normal. And the founder is a woman. Oh, and she's wearing a dress. Wow. So that were the first reactions. So, but this was very, very normal for Bulgaria, I think, at that time. And now is really the same situation. It's improving. So, Irina, are you here with us?
Yes.
Can you tell something more about your experience in software industry and some intro about yourself?
Yeah. About myself, I'm senior software engineer in Alveo Technology in London. I have experience with Java and also with Scala. I worked at bank and also I worked at Yandex, and I built a lot of backend and different features, and I can tell that that's hard. And I think that's why we have not really lots of women in backend developing. So right now I see that the number of women who inspiring to be in tech, it's increasing every year, and it gets with different paths. For example, some start with testing and go to business analytics and then go to product management and etc. Less girls go to coding. They always prefer to be more tech analytic and just design the system, but not to go to the code. But it's also get some difference, and it's slowly increasing. It's increasing fastly with front-end development. We see that there is more and more girls who doing software developer, front-end developing, and also it goes more and more women into quality assurance, and they doing some automated testing. For backend, it's still a low number, and I think it will increase as well. And I think good comparison for it, like in medieval centrals, we have Michelangelo and etc. arts. They were men. It was a really rare case for women to be an art person. But right now, as you see, designers, it's half by half. Half of them men, half the women. That's why I think for software engineering, it will be the same. One day we will have half and half. I'm not sure when, but everything that's like software engineering, it's also it's creative, and it's difficult to go into it. You need to do a lot of steps before you will be comfortable here. But the intention is that we increasing the number of women here.
Thank you. And here with us is also Nicoletta Yanakova. She is managing editor Textile International. Nicoletta, are you here with us?
Hello, everyone.
Can you start? Can you start with some questions that you already told me that you can gather from the attendees of
course.
From the virtual lobby?
Of course. So we have a question from Mira, who is asking, do you think there is enough done for women to join the tech world? Should we start with Rhino?
In the last years, we are working a lot to attract the women in tech industry. More of the companies have the different programs to attract the women and also to retain them when they are already in the industry, and help and encourage to grow in the career. We in Vmware, we have different programs for women, starting from the internship and after that continuing like mentors and different dialogue circles that encourage the women to share their knowledge, their opinions. On the other hand, in the community, it's very important to build that diverse team when there is women or different diverse talent. They are more productive, and because diverse teams share the different point of view, also share the different problem decision and different approaches. So it's really good to have the diverse team in the company and in the projects, so to be more effective and productive. And if we step back in the university and the school, I believe that a lot of non-profit organizations are working to empower the kids and the girls to see that the programming is really interesting. Coder Dojo organize the different workshops, especially for the girls. Women Who Code is the other organization that empower the women to choose and grow in the IT industry. In Sofia, there are the other organizations like Women Tech Makers, Coding Girls, Bulgarian Council of Women in Technology. So we all together, we are working to empower women to choose IT industry, and after that to grow in the career.
Thank you so much for that. Irina Chaimaka, sorry if my pronunciation is wrong. What do you think about this question as well?
Okay, so I'd like to get the question again because I don't think I got it the first time.
So, does being women comes with extra mental health challenges? Oh, that's another one. But we can answer this one as well. Comes with extra mental health challenges that you need to overcome starting in this industry.
Okay, so is that saying that one of the challenges that women face in this industry could also be a mental health challenge as well?
Can you repeat again?
No, I was trying to get the question correctly.
So if Emilio can clarify his question.
Okay.
We can go on to the next one during that time. How did you choose the software industry?
Okay, so for me, my career wasn't quite straightforward. I didn't study computer science or software engineering at the time. So I actually did my undergrad in marine biology. So it was during my undergrad, I started exploring other opportunities. And then Google and Facebook happened to offer a lot of scholarships for especially underrepresented women in the tech space. So there was one for Africans that happened to be in partnership with Udacity at the time. And I just, out of curiosity, applied for it. And I was accepted into the 3 months program. And after that, that was just how I started my career in software engineering. So I basically started looking out for internship opportunities. Although most of the time I was kind of rejected because I didn't have a computer science background or a software engineering background or anything related. But I happened to stumble across an opportunity with one of the biggest banks in Africa, and they were looking at people that didn't have a background in computer science. So I was lucky enough to have been selected for that internship. And that was just how I started my career. I started learning Java and basically just working as a backend engineer for them till being converted into a full-time engineer. So that's it for me.
So much. And Irina?
So the question is about
how did I choose? this career?
Yeah. So I always go to math and physics, and I wanted to go to some scientific sphere, scientific area, and but there is not really lots of opportunities like in software engineer. And in software engineering, it's right now a lot of opportunities, and you can do so much things by developing different tasks. And also, if you do some research, it's also really hard to know some language. It is how I started to programming. It was for my scientific research, but then I saw that it's very interesting, and I want to build something new. I want to participate in creating new products for commercial, and that's how I choose it.
Ladies, can you also tell us, while you were studying, did you find any difficulties as a woman in the industry?
Okay, so I think I could take that. So for me, basically, because I didn't have to study computer science or like maths or anything, one of the major challenges I faced were the fact that there were not so many women in the tech industry. So it was really hard to find mentors or people you could easily just reach out to that could guide you along the way. So I would say for me, that was one of the major challenges that I faced. And that's why I'm right here trying to encourage more women to go into the tech space. So
And have obstacles ever been deliberately put in the way of your career? That's a question from Emilio.
So Emilio had some other question as well. I think Emilio was asking, do you think there's enough done for women to join the tech world? So I would pose them to all of you three ladies here. And anybody else wants to contribute to that, that'll be great as well.
Yes, the system is a little bit overcrowded and all of the questions are coming a little bit late. So sorry about this. Can anyone wants to answer this question?
Which one?
Go ahead, Rhino.
About the obstacles or?
No, the question was
about the obstacles.
The question is, do you think there is enough done for women to join the tech world?
I believe that this was the first question. Generally, I think that the companies, the community, and the society work a lot to increase the number of women in tech industry. Also, the educational programs in schools and university are working in this direction. Also, a lot of companies suggest and organize the academies. For example, Vmware's academy is Talent Booster, where we educate the students, and after that they have the opportunity to make the internship program and internship projects, and there are And yeah, the events that are focused on women in technology. So the company internally are working a lot for diverse teams. So I think that in this direction, we spent a lot of efforts to increase the numbers of women in the technology. I believe that the women needs to make steps to outside of their self-limiting in beliefs. To believe in themselves that they are really productive and could resolve really efficiently the problems and produce good decision and good code in their daily jobs in IT industry.
What do you think,
yes.
Irene?
Yeah. Irina?
Yes. So I think there is done already a lot. And the simple answer will be yes, it's enough. And right now, there is one more question like, what advice would you give me to women who want a tech career? I would say, let's try because I think yes, it's enough. It's already a lot of companies that open doors and say, come to us. We want to bring diversity in our company. Everybody wants to see women in their companies, and I think you should start with something. You should start. You should do not struggle. You should be convenient. You should have more trust to people that are waiting for you here in tech career, and everything will be good. And right now there is a lot of possibilities to boost career. Right now, a lot of projects, a lot of open source, a lot of comps, and etc. I see that it's a lot of space where you can come and say, okay, this is me. I want to be here. And people say, okay, let's do it. Come and join us.
Aka, do you have anything to add?
I think to be honest, I would say yes as well. There has been a lot of like improvements, especially for women in the tech space. A lot of companies happen to like have scholarships for women, like Google, Facebook, and the like. So it's a yes for me.
Okay, so we're moving forward with the broader questions. Do you ladies think that career development steps are now different for men and women?
I can try to answer this question. And if we're telling about career, it's also a question what you want to see at the end. What's the goal? Because if you want to go to leader as software leader, you can choose different paths to do there. You can be leader as tech leader, and you will not have a lot of coding. You just need to understand how things together are working, and of course you need a lot of experience here. Or you can want to be principal software engineer, and for it I think you need to love crowd more than talking with people. And also you could be architecture, and you need to choose a company that's waiting for architects, and you will code, and you will a lot of communicate with people. And also you can be contractor, and you will communicate with people. Then you will take everything and do on your own without your team, just like the one person, and it's all very good process, very good ways to go there. You need to build a lot of experience, and it's very about what is about you. What do you like more, communicate with people, or you like more coding and you don't want to communicate a lot? And you should realize what you want, what you like. And I think with passion and with waiting for experience, not immediately, but you will get to that way, and it's no matter if it's woman or man.
Thank you so much. And I believe we can ask Manny as well for his opinion about this question. Shall I repeat it once again?
No, I read the question a couple of times already now. So I think Irina is spot on that. There is no difference. And in fact, I don't think gender is an issue or a question when it comes to these steps, because the openings are the same. As long as you're willing to do the things Irina has been mentioning, and yeah, there are some things you want to overcome. I think Raina as well, she touched on some very important points about overcoming your self-beliefs. And this is important for both men and women. So it's not just that it's prevalent more in one gender and the other. And I'm not an expert in this topic at all, but from my observation has been that anything that I have been able to do in my career, I've seen others have been able to do it the same and even better. So, and again, the perspective of gender doesn't come into play so much. It is opposed. I was noticing that how much passionate they are about doing what they want to do, how much focused they are, how organized they are, how they apply various strategies, what are their soft skills, how are they doing, or what are they doing to hone the hard skills that are really needed. Because as Irina was pointing out, that coding is hard. Doing a lot of the backend coding is really hard and can be hard. Right? And being hard and not being hard is a perspective. So how you tackle it and how you figure a way around it is what's going to get you to that point and beyond. And I've seen all kinds of people do these roles very well and at the same time not do them so well. And so giving up because you think it's hard, because somebody says it's hard, may not necessarily be the way to do things, because that would mean that if you take an attitude to that, anything else in life that has nothing to do with technology, you might do the same thing for that as well. And again, it's not going to give you success in that area. And so to say it in one line again is that I think they are not very different. They're very similar. And of course, the dynamics are different between the genders. So more or less, we need to just understand what is holding us personally back from achieving what we want to achieve.
Thank you so much, Manny. Another question from Brella. What have to be done to make the software industry more inclusive in countries where women are not considered equal? Shaimaka? Rhino?
Okay, so basically that's why we're having a lot of communities come out, and communities tend to help women gain a lot of confidence because you're getting mentorship and you're being able to network with other women as well. So I'm always excited when I see young people in the software development industry start out communities or just give mentorships and guidance to women. So I'd say community building is one of the major aspects for women to gain confidence and to also be able to be in this industry. So
yeah, I'm absolutely agree with Gianmarco that the role of the community and the exposure of the role models is really important to see a good example and the successful women in IT industry, and also using the mentorship programs. And when you have when your mentor is a woman, this is really useful, and you see the role model that is growing the career. So it's really nice to have.
Okay, so we have another question from Brella. Where is better for a Black woman to start a career as a developer in a big company like Vmware to Rhino, or a small company with small team?
So I believe that and this is a personal decision. Generally, I can share our inclusive culture in Vmware because we really work to force the inclusive culture. We encourage to have the diverse team and really respect the people and the talent that is in our company, not because they are Black women or part of the other minority group. We esteem only the talent of the person that is part of the team. So yeah, this is the culture of the company. So to be inclusive and to respect the diverse talent. I not know what is about in a small company and how diverse talent is accepted there.
Anyone else want to include something?
Okay, so I would say for the question, I'd say it's quite subjective. So it's more of a personal decision, like Rhino said. Some people would fit better in small companies or would decide to work for smaller companies, and some would decide to work for bigger companies, maybe because of the brand name, the recognition that comes along with it. But some would say smaller companies because of the responsibilities that they get to own in smaller companies. So I feel it's more of a personal decision. Yeah, so that's just it.
Yes, I can only add that for a small company, you probably will not have a lot of people who you can learn from, but you will have a lot of responsibility, and that lets you grow really fast. But in big company, you probably can get to long processes of business, and this is the difference it will be. But you need to choose for yourself what's more comfortable for you at first step. Maybe for first step, you don't want to go straight away into fast developing when, for example, into startup when it's critical to deliver product in the terms of time. Probably you want to just get first understanding what's going on, and the big company also will be good for it.
Okay, and could you name a few challenges women in the software industry face nowadays? Ladies, or even Manny can answer some answer to this question, because I as far as I know, you probably has a lot of experience with working with women in your team and in your industry as well. Manny, we cannot hear you well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I had myself on mute. I haven't seen. So here's the thing: if you relate to the previous answer I gave, is I haven't seen many women struggle in, at least in the sphere wherever I have been working in the different with the different with getting at the bottom of the problem, learning new things, and adapting to the environment. Some of them even became team leaders and got promoted really quickly. So the common factors here again are how passionate they were, how they handled the challenge, how they organized themselves and kept working at it. And even though there were challenges, because the challenges are going to be the same, right? Because the software does not change just because somebody's standing in front of them or using them. It's going to give you the same issues and the same errors, and you'll have the same challenges to install it, to configure it, to take it to the next level. And so those challenges are not going to change, and they are not gender specific. Of course, sometimes you might need someone to make things easier and simpler, because maybe some people are more visual than they are abstract, and some people are more practical than they are theoretical. And so that balance needs to be created in a team. And again, that would again have less to do with gender and more to do with it'll be more like a subjective thing. So I couldn't name any specific challenges that are different for women as opposed to where I come from, being a male developer.
Please, can you actually tell us some challenges that you might face in regard to women in software development industry? Are there any
because sometimes in my first years I thought, okay, this guy, he's better know what to do and he do it faster. But then I realized, okay, they can do the same things that I will do. So it's nothing about you can't do it because you're a woman. It's I think it's all about self-organization, about how many passion you can bring here, and how many you can bring attention and focus to wait to get one more attempt to make it configurable or something like this. But it's up to you. And you need to not to hesitate to ask for help, and you need not to hesitate to say, okay, I did it. That's all for me.
I absolutely agree with Irina that the changes that we hit are the changes that we create behind ourselves. And we are the people that could resolve them and gain against them.
That there is a difference in the salaries in relation to the gender. Speaking about software industry.
I know the good news that some companies they created the goal that we want women to earn very well in our company. We want to increase number of women who paid well. That's why we now at a good stage, I think. And the company who doing it, they publish it on their blogs, for example. So you can go to this and you can see, okay, they will not try to cut you.
Right. We have another question from Alexei. What does the future look like? Will the diversity debate soon be history? Do you think, are we ready? Is the industry actually ready to overcome this problem?
I believe that the topic about the diversity and debate that is in progress now, it will continue because a lot of companies are working for this. To be to their office, and after that the teammates and bring this culture outside in the society and in the community. So this is the main goal, to force the diverse culture, and this is something that the society need to accept the diverse talent, diverse people, and to accept the equality between the people. So I believe that the topic will continue to be discussed and debated in the community, not only in the company and industry, but in the community.
Ladies, do you believe that employers have to overcome these stereotypes and give more voice to the people with professional potentials? Should we overcome the different minority groups like LGBTQ communities, like people of color, like women, and emphasize more on their other characteristics?
I think that still the debate about the diversity is actual, and we need to talk about the diversity, inclusion, and equality. It's necessary to emphasize that the company is open and accept diverse talent. Because why this is necessary to state in community that this company is open for the diverse talent is because that in the office this is a safety environment where we accept the talent because the skills, not because the race, because the gender or the other characteristics.
I agree, and I can add only that developing products, software is really technical skills. So if you build good skills, it's your provement that you can build the things.
Yeah, the compiler doesn't understand if you're a woman, man, or doesn't see your code. So yeah.
Yeah, our network will go, and the AWS services will down, not because of you.
So we have another question. Do you believe that there are any differences in the way in which people see women in the software development industry in the US, EU, Asia?
Simply yes. And also I can mention that this situation right now that everybody can work remotely from home, that a lot of companies discovered that can hire employees from remote. That means that probably in next years you could be hired at any company at any point on the world. This right now will be a lot of solution to boost this tendency, and software engineering is good here because you can do your product on your again on your site, and then you deliver the product, and it doesn't matter which country are you living in. It doesn't matter which time how many is difference of time, and you can sync by Skype and by other services with your team. So it will be good tendency for development for software, and the community will grow fastly also because of this situation that we are seeing now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm trying not to break the system again, but I have a question. What's your recipe to be successful? So I think that that's very important for people, for women who are watching us right now. What's your recipe to be successful? Like I said, my recipe is to work hard, to get things done, and to learn more every day. So what's the recipe from your point of view, or from your end?
I believe that the most important ingredients in these recipes is the passion, motivation, and the courage to be convenient in yourself that you could be successful.
I agree. I can add that hard work, of course, yes, get the things done. But one more thing, don't. So if you had a really hard project and it's finished, don't go to the next hard project right now. Get a pause. Get a pause for life work balance. Get more strengths because you don't want to be burnt as well. That's why I build balance as well.
Completely agree with you.
I must say that the team at Java Today's might have a slightly different recipe for success, which may not include rest or balance, or not jumping from one.
Chiamaka, are you here?
All right. So my major recipe for success would be self-drive. Because usually the road to success isn't always smooth. And sometimes it's not only about working hard, because you could work hard at things and you could still end up failing. So the most important thing I would say would also be highly motivated, because even in those failures, you want to pick yourself up and say, oh, you know what? I'm not giving up yet. I'm still going to continue. I'm still going to keep pushing and keep pursuing. Yeah. So for me, hard work, like Joel said, and then being self-driven.
Thank you. And do we have other questions?
Yes, Eva, I believe we have one last question from Sheiki. What was your biggest success and your biggest learning opportunity?
Right. So for me, I'd say my biggest success was being able to land an opportunity to intern as a software developer. It was quite a huge success for me because I had made attempts to apply to a couple of places and I had gotten rejected. So I'd say that's my biggest success, and it also paved the way for my career. I got the opportunity to learn so much, and especially right now working as a Java backend engineer, I'd say that experience was really what brought me here. So that's it.
Raina, Irina, do you have anything to add to that?
I can answer, but I think it's really boring. Like, okay, my latest project is my biggest success because I really liked it. I really drive it, and it was really difficult to build these things, but it was really interesting for me, and I'm happy that I found this project.
Congratulations for it.
And I suppose that next will be something the same, something like big goal and achievement of this goal. But maybe it's boring.
So from my side, in a professional point of view, every project is a big success. But generally, I believe that building the women IT community using the Women Who Code organization in Sofia is a really biggest success, because 3 years ago we have the events with 5 people, and the last events we have more than 100 people, and the community in Sofia is grow every year. So this is really important because it has the impact on the community, not only for some point in the project.
So, ladies, maybe you are project managers. Am I right? Raina and
I'm a software engineer.
I'm engineer, yeah.
So you're managing, are you managing people for a team? Do you have people in your team? Like
No.
Okay. So I had a question if you were project manager and probably you had colleagues, men in your team, how these guys will feel with a woman as a leader of a team. That was my question. Like,
I have a lot of role models, women that are managing positions, that are really successful and grow in their career journey. So I believe that this is really the personality and the skills of the woman that is on this position to be accepted from the team, not only from the men, but the women in the team also.
thanks. And what women have not to do to be accepted well in software development industry?
I try to answer to the question. I believe that the women should be authentic and show and exposure their her skills. If lost the authenticity and trying to be not yourself, this will be really not good for her.
Thank you. Do you want something to tell to the audience, because we will have to close the discussion in several minutes?
I would like to wish really happy holidays and safe and healthy in the new year.
Thank you.
Yeah, I meant to join to it. So happy New Year for everybody and happy Christmas.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you all for tuning in. Really wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please stay safe.
And Mani?
Yes, the same words. Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and also stay safe and enjoy the rest of the conference, the few hours today and tomorrow, because there's been a lot of hard work that's gone into it. Thank you very much for organizing this session and also having me on board.
Thanks for having you all. And have a great holiday season and also stay safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.